Hey guys, Coach Santiago here. Have you ever found that it's a little bit interesting that as soon as you get some goals and some aspirations, especially if you're an athlete and you're headed in a specific direction, that you start to find yourself finding it harder and harder to make as many friends as you did before maybe you had that direction, before maybe you put those goals together? You ever find that to be the case? I have found that that was the case for me. And when I talk to a lot of other high performance former athletes, current athletes, and people that have achieved a lot in their respective sport, we all talk about this ego, what I call the ego phenomenon. And you guys hear this in other parts of life, but the ego is a very strange bird in regards to the fact that you generally see them alone. You will not see two eagles, sitting on a perch next to each other. However, they're one of the most high performance birds in the world of nature, and it's something that can be compared to your journey if you're going to be a serious athlete and really pursue dreams. It's a lonely job trying to be successful. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just the way it is. If I had a coach tell me one time, DJ, you can be successful and have enemies, or you can be unsuccessful and have friends. It's totally up to you. And for me, again, it was an easy decision. It wasn't anything I needed to think about. It wasn't anything, but I just needed to know, because I thought something was wrong with me. I'm like, man, I'm just focused. I'm just driven. And I found so many people criticizing me and saying, oh, he thinks he's better than us, or he's not the same anymore, or he thinks he's going to go play professionally. He's crazy and yada, yada, yada. So understanding that it's a lonely job being successful. The second thing you need to kind of understand is, high performance is not sexy, right? I mean, if you're going to get up early to go work out and study or do something important to you, and then come home and do something late, and you're putting in 12, 13, 14-hour days, that's not very sexy. That's not very appealing to the person that just wants to go home after school and play video games and get on Snapchat and get on Facebook or whatever other social media front they want to just play around on. But you got to go to the weight room. You got to go study film. You got to go do something. High performance activities are not very sexy. So you're going to, lose some people that may have been a part of your network. The last thing that I'll tell you, and I always say this about athletes, if you are successful enough to actually play your sport in college, that makes you part of what I call the 5% club. That percentage drops as you continue to move through the ranks, whether it's professional, high-level college, the top of the sport, Major League Soccer, baseball, NBA, whatever the case might be. Those percentages go down to under 1%. And so the thing you have to understand is, if you're headed to that direction, if that's your goal, start with that percentage, and that percentage is the type of people you're going to have to be around. You're going to have to be around potentially some 1%ers, some 2%ers. It's not the 95% of people that are walking around, in the hallways at your school or in your social circle that are going to go do those things. It's 5%. Of all those people across the country, they're going to get that opportunity. So we cannot be doing what 95% of the people that are doing if we want to get to that 5% club or 2% club or less than 1% club that actually ends up on TV and making $100 million. That's just something that you're going to have to make, that sacrifice of being just this beloved person with thousands and thousands of friends. You may get 5 or 4 really, really good friends that are pushing you and motivating you, supporting you in your dreams. But don't think for a second that you're going to get to the 5% club by doing what everybody else does. As always, guys, love talking to you guys about this stuff. If I can help your family in any way, shape, or form, please reach out to me. And remember, coaching is an action, not a position.